Can I be real or is it boring? To give you a peace of mind, cause mine is so enormous. Way past the norm, Norman, while you're conforming. Like comforting mattresses.
What up, though? Hold on. Hold on. Hey, I hit that shit too late, man. Well, let's get it poppin'.
You want me to plan a suicide?
I'm gonna say it one more time just in case y'all ain't hear me. What up, though? Oh, man, somebody recorded it off their TV. Oh, man. I was looking for the act. Why they ain't got the actual fucking shit on YouTube where you see the trailer? Everybody just got a breakdown to it. Let me see if I can look at it on from episode 6, season 4 trailer. See if we can find this trailer. This is the actual trailer.
You want me to plan a suicide mission because of some things that you saw in a mushroom trip. This is our chance, Boyd. We're looking for answers.
Sorry, guys.
This is our shot. Victor's on the roof. A man in the suit. Is there anything else you can remember about him? I can try.
I don't know where to put myself.
Wait, it's not gonna work. Don't you do this.
It's Donna. That's Donna on the ground.
Don't you do this.
We're about to watch a breakdown too.
I went looking for answers. I found answers. This is our shot.
This is where you made your stand.
The man in yellow's back. It could all be happening again. What do you want?
She gonna answer the phone. That's gonna be Jim. So I threw my theories out there, man. Jade Truth is the shit they told him in the last episode. That's gonna become true. All that shit, man. I see it. Hold on.
Okay then, dogs. If you don't subscribe to Jeremy Ice and Fire, you're gonna spend the night in the box.
Okay. Shout out to Jeremy Ice and Fire for having that much even pull for including that. But let's look at one of these breakdowns, bro. I'm gonna go back. I'll be watching Brain Pilot sometime, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Brain Pilot. I'll be looking at E-Man. It's a dude named E-Man. He be doing them too, dog.
Package fast. Lock in your internet price for...
With the release of episode 5, it means we've just passed the halfway point in From Season 4, and it's safe to say that following the previous episode, where we saw one of the most frightening and creative creatures in From, with it being focused on remembering, judging by the trailer for the next episode, it looks like it's going to be focused on acting on what was remembered by certain characters in order to find a way out of the town. With the trailer being released for episode 6, I wanted to break it down and also give my theories and predictions on what I think could happen next. So,
it's definitely Donna on the ground.
Let's get into it.
I'm calling.
It is From Season 4, Episode 6, Trailer Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The first part of the trailer looked like it occurred immediately after when Jade woke up from his trip after finding out that the people that he'd been seeing over the years that were trying to lead him were previous carnations of Jade from when he'd been in the town before.
He got one eye.
Boyd said to Jade, "You want me to plan a mission where people will be harmed because of some things you saw on a trip?" This instantly showed the lack of trust that Boyd had in what Jade saw, because he might well be thinking that it was all just essentially inside of his imagination. However, as we know, it's almost probably going to be true. This is the thing that I never really get with the town, with all of the wacky and crazy things that
they never believe anything.
They never believe others at face value, and it always takes a lot of persuading. I imagine the mission that Jade wants to plan is for some residents to go into the caves that he had in his vision, where the monsters appeared, and he'll most likely look for the answers in there, but also inside of the tomb that he was placed in, where he saw one of the children that said Ankuri. I feel like whatever is
Okay.
inside of that tomb is important
I
to the
see that.
outcome of being able to get out of the town. It's being heavily theorized that Jade might end up needing to sacrifice himself inside of there in order to break the cycle of events. However, if he's wanting other people to go in there, then it makes me think otherwise, and that the answers actually lie within the tomb. Boyd is the figurehead of the town, and he's going to be reluctant to just let people go off into the caves where the monsters could be, or for something that isn't confirmed to be true and was just seen whilst on a trip. Jade responded to Boyd and said, "This is our chance, Boyd. I went looking for answers, and I found answers." As this was said, Jade was walking down into the basement inside of Colony House to see if the door that was present in his trip was there, and judging by Boyd, Jade and Acosta's face, the door is most definitely going to be there. I think this could well lead Boyd to trust Jade, but I also think they're going to be slightly frightened because they'll know that the monsters have a direct route into the house if they want to, if that door gets opened. There aren't any talismans down there at the moment, so they'll probably bring some down there to make sure that they're safe and that the entrance can't be utilised by the monsters. One thing that I also took away from this is that it's mental that Acosta has just been down in that basement the entire time, filtering through all of the junk in order to just have some sense of a wider purpose. With Jade saying, "This is our chance," and also putting a focus on him searching for answers and finding them, that'll lean into the human side.
And we only 6 episodes in, and I believe it's an 8-episode
boy.
season, so. Hey.
And also the desperation that he has. If he doesn't go along with Jade, then Jade is most likely just going to go there himself, and as well as that, there's no other option that they have at the moment when it comes to potentially finding a way out of the town. So having a punt at something is...
And like, yeah, all these niggas having visions. Nobody really try to explain their visions. They're like, "Oh, it hurts so bad, y'all listen. It was like this," and they really didn't go no full detail. They didn't have a meeting, nothing. But let's go.
probably better than just sitting there and doing nothing at all. As we know from The Boy in White, the town is running out of time. Running out of time before the massacre occurs. So they need to do something, otherwise they'll all basically end up inside of the belly of the Man in Yellow. The next part of the trailer then cut to outside of Colony House, and as per usual
So
in
random.
film, there's always the odd moment where one of the residents that we don't really ever hear from speaks to the main characters. The man said to Boyd and Kenny, "Victor's on the roof." Victor was on top of Colony House looking out over the town, and I imagine this is because all of the memories that he had from his mother being eaten by the Man in Yellow were flooding back to him, and he might not truly know how to block them out. So by staring death directly in the face, he might view that as a way of stopping all of the noise. When Victor was up there, Boyd said to him, "The man in the suit, is there anything else you can remember about him?" Personally, this feels like a poor time to ask that question when Victor is up there most likely
He was shape-shifting.
trying to block out all of those memories. However, Victor did respond and he said, "I can try." We know that Victor was present during the slaughtering, and we also know that he saw that the Man in Yellow was feasting on people, something that Julie also saw. So I feel like the true darkness that lies within the Man in Yellow is going to be something that will begin to plague the town, and the widespread panic and fear that Boyd didn't want underpinning it all is going to be...
The Man in Yellow, that motherfucker looks scary as a motherfucker, for real. That's most old white men. Motherfuckers look scary than a motherfucker. He looked like Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog. All you need is the glasses and the hat, brown hat, the whole little outfit. He could, if they make a live action Courage the Cowardly Dog, he can play Eustace for sure.
begin to take off.
And she could play Muriel. Donna could play Muriel. He could play Eustace.
And he might gradually begin to lose control. The next part of the trailer saw Mariel with Christy, and Mariel said no. This was then followed by Boyd giving chest compressions to somebody that was inside of Colony House.
Donna.
Mariel saying no is most likely
Wait, hold
insinuating
on.
compressions to somebody that was inside of
Yeah,
Colony
that's Donna.
House. Mariel saying no is most likely insinuating that the person that is on the ground is going to be dead.
These children don't have.
I say
multiple
Donna about to
lifetimes.
die.
They have one,
I see it.
and you
I see it coming.
really need-
It's gonna be
Boyd wasn't
heartbreaking.
giving up and he was saying, "Come on, stay with me." And Christy then said, "Wait, it's not going to work." Boyd then closed out the trailer by saying, "Don't you do this," as Tabitha had a shocked look on her face. Then closed out the trailer by saying, "Don't you do this," as Tabitha had a shocked look on her face.
That wasn't.
With Tabitha being back in Colony House, that
It
opens
wasn't
up
that-
the options of who it could potentially be that was on the... Tabitha being back in Colony House, that opens up the options of who it could potentially
That's
be.
Donna right there.
With Tabitha being back in Colony House, that opens up the options of who it could potentially
I'm
be
sorry,
that was on
y'all,
the ground
for doing
fighting
that.
for their life. Boyd seemed like he had a true
But
personal
that could have been before what happened. Don't know.
connection to the person that was on the ground, and he was desperate to make sure that they survived. More so than Christy and Mariel, but that could just be because they're less led by emotion, because they're from a medical background. If there's a personal connection there, then that makes me think that it's a main character that could potentially die.
Donna.
With it getting to episode 6, just
It's
after
Donna,
halfway
dog.
through the season,
I
that
can't
would
see
be a good
nobody,
time
like,
to put in a character
I see
death to allow
motherfuckers
the
dying,
weight
but
of it to impact the build-up to the finale. Personally, I feel there are two frontrunners for this. The first is Donna and the second is Henry. Now, let me put my case forward for both of them. For Donna being the person that's on death's door, when I think back to the previous episode,
Yeah.
there was some subtle foreshadowing for
Yeah,
her death.
yeah,
Ethan
right there.
mentioned how he always felt safe
That's
when
it.
she was around. So if she
My
were to
bro.
die, it would connect right the way back to that, and the town feeling less safe. Plus, she was attacked by the gigantic doll, so there could be a delayed impact from that. Boyd has been close to Donna ever since the beginning, and like him, she's a figurehead in the town that people look to and trust. If Donna were to die, then that would most likely be a reason for division to form amongst the people that are there, because there'll be a lack of direction for many of them, and somebody that they trust wouldn't necessarily be guiding them to listen to Boyd, which is what she's done. So her death would...
And it's crazy because, alright, when they just mentioned Boyd and her, I feel like everybody got a parallel, you know what I'm saying? From Donna, it's obviously Boyd. From Ethan, it's Victor. From Fatima, it's Elgin. From Julie, obviously it's let me see, yeah, I want to say Randall. She a story walker. He's not though. He got something going on with her, but he's not a story walker. But I do want to say they parallel because obviously they went to the same place. I'm just thinking this shit on the spot, but it's a parallel to everybody on the show. Obviously because his wife, his parallel would be his wife. Her parallel would be the police officer too. I don't even remember her name because I don't like her, but let's go.
come with a large amount of consequences. Then with Henry, we know that he's been struggling following the news that the man in yellow consumed his wife as she lay there dying, and for the life of him, he just can't put that drawing down. He's done his best to be there for Victor ever since...
Him dying? I could see that too. But it happens in the house. It looked like it happened in the house in the daytime. Let me see though. I'm not about to go back to it like that. Let me see. It's gonna show me. Yeah, it's in the daytime. So what could have happened? Somebody had a heart. It might be the daddy. It might be the daddy. A heart attack. Something.
riding in the town, and it very much feels like he's reached breaking point. Like how some people
Yeah, it makes more sense. It might be the daddy because he about to jump off the roof. All that. It makes sense.
die of a broken heart. Could this news be too much for Henry, and he might well have reached the end? This could also be why Tabitha was in shock, because aside from Victor, she's the person that's been there for Henry the most. They're my two shouts for the people that might well be caught on death's door in the next episode. However, in thinking about it,
Yeah,
there is
between
one
them two,
more.
it-
What if this person is
I give it
Acosta?
Donna. I give it
Acosta
Donna.
reminded Boyd of Abby, and he felt somewhat responsible for her
Acosta,
mental
no.
state not deteriorating like hers did. So if she does end up dead, could that be
I don't
why
see it.
Boyd
I
is
don't
in
see
that
it.
emotional state? Because he could be watching his wife essentially dying all over
It's
again.
Donna though.
The episode is titled The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, and the synopsis is Boyd and Jade find themselves at odds over whether they can trust the knowledge in
Or
Jade's
the
head
daughter died,
and deeply
or the daughter died, and somehow she can story travel and come back somehow. You know,
Probably
ain't no
news from the
telling.
settlement makes its way back to town. So it very much feels like the Ankui part of last week's episode will be the thing that causes ripple effects in the next episode as decisions need to be made and division
I just be saying that shit to my coworker because she watched this shit too. I be like, I just pop out Uncooey.
begins to form. So, there you have it. From Season 4, Episode 6, Trailer Explained.
Okay.
If you want to see more videos on...
Yeah, but how y'all feel about my theory, though, man? My theory, man, is people just parallel to each other. Obviously, it's a loop. We know they souls. We got the answers that they souls get trapped there if they die there. All that. But my theory, another part of the theory is Ethan is the man in yellow. And also the narrator of the story. So, when the man in yellow was like, this is my favorite part, that was Ethan when he's old. You know, and he realized once he get older that he's the narrator of the story. And everything that's going on is part of his making. And Julie, she can only travel, amongst the story. She can't really change nothing of the story from what we learned so far. So that's my theory. But for the most part, let's get back to
From Season 4, then check the playlist below. And don't forget
go
to
check out
subscribe.
Brain Pilot, man. They got these videos, bro. I fuck with From. You fuck with From. Holla at me, man. Put it in the comment section. If y'all want more of these type of videos, put it in the comment section. For real. If you want more type of video, put it in the comment section. I'm going to get to it. Like, subscribe, and share. Stay peaceful, productive, and positive. It's that nigga Mom, and much love.
Can I be real or is it boring? To give you a peace of mind, cause mine is so enormous. Way past the norm, norming, while you're conforming. Like comforting mattresses that comfort them with torment snoring. Like you in your own home with a home phone.